What's next for Trevor Lawrence and what does 2025 look like for the banged up Jaguars quarterback? We'll discuss that and other topics here on Locked On Jaguars.
You are Locked On Jaguars, your daily Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is your team every day, and we thank you for making us your first listen here on Locked On Jaguars, where we go over all of the top topics for the Jacksonville Jaguars each and every day here on the Locked On Jaguars podcast. And you can find us wherever you listen or view your podcast. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. They are our sponsor for today's show. That's going to feature us making these things the topics of discussion. First of all, the hit. We're going to go over it one more time. The hit that put Trevor Lawrence out. I got people around here mad at my man Big Sarge in Houston, mad at Eric Armstead, mad at Doug Peterson, mad at Tariq Aziz Shahir. Everybody's mad at everybody. And I don't blame them for being mad at everybody, but we'll try to calm it down a little bit. Liam, right in the middle of the show. It's the name Jaguar fans better start getting used to, and you can get used to his name whether or not Trent Baalke gets fired or not. That's my opinion, and that's why I'll go with that. And then first, we'll start off what will 2025 look like for Trevor Lawrence to lead us into all of those things. So let's not waste time. Let's just get to it right now and start right there at the very top. Trevor Lawrence has got beat up this year. He got a lot of money this year. He's going to have a baby. He's going to have a new baby in his family, a new addition to his family. But he did take a beating on the football field this year. And, of course, the Jaguars have the worst record statistically as well as the tiebreaker scenarios in the entire National Football League. So that leads you to what does this look like moving forward? Now, I am on record. I think the Jaguars are going to clean house when it comes to the coaching staff and the front office. However, that is just a prediction from my standpoint. There's a possibility that they will do that. There's also a possibility that they'll halfway do that and maybe get rid of one guy or another. There's even a possibility that we keep both Doug and Trent, and then Doug just makes more coaching changes, which we've already been down that road, so I don't think that's going to work. I actually don't think any of it is going to work unless they change everything. But just in case they don't, I do think that things will look a lot different for Jacksonville. And I think the best thing that could possibly happen here, hopefully Shad Khan has not lost the confidence in the fact that Trevor Lawrence, he shouldn't have lost his confidence because he paid him all that money. But hopefully his confidence in Trevor Lawrence is high enough to where he can still consider going and speaking with Trevor and letting Trevor give him a little bit. Now, I don't normally subscribe to this. Let him give a little bit of advice. I don't normally subscribe to asking young players what to do with the organization because I believe that inherently if you're doing that, then it's not a good organization for young players. I think you need to have something established and present that to Trevor as to what they're going to do. But the thing is I don't know if they can get that plan. So at the very least, you go and you have a conversation with your quarterback, and let's just tell, hey, man, this is just a feeling out process. I want you to be open and honest with me, and this doesn't go any further than here. How do you feel about the coach? How do you feel about the direction of the team? Do you think that there are things that we need to be doing differently? You can speak freely, and I'm not going to say anything. If he does that and Trevor is honest and he looks at his body and he knows what it feels like, and he also weighs in on a lot of the criticism that a lot of people throw his way all the time that he probably doesn't deserve and earn. But he has to own the part of it that he does. But then look at it like this. This hasn't gone the way everybody wanted it to go, and it can't have gone the way he wanted it to go. So I want to make a change. I want to get a fresh start all over with a whole new entire approach. That would go a long ways, in my opinion, in giving Shad Khan the nudge, if he needs one, the little nudge, whether he thinks he needs it or not, that might be required to push him to do everything that we all want him to do, and that is to get off to a complete start. We don't even know if it's going to work. We don't know if Ian Cunningham or Liam Coen but that would be nice, though. I didn't think about that, Ian and Liam. Sounds like a real good law firm. Ian and Liam. All right. But we don't really know if any of it's going to work. What we do know is we don't think that what's going on now is going to work because it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. And why do you give more time to people that you've given ample time enough to show you if they were 9-8, maybe even 8-9, bro, they're 2-10. They are 2-10, and they just had the injury that would normally lead to a team being 2-10. You just can't leave them in place. You can't. So what I anticipate for Trevor Lawrence is an entirely new start with maybe a coach like Liam Coen, somebody who they're going to build things around his skill set, but more than anything, with a proven track record to be able to fortify the people in front of them. Stop taking projects and stop taking people up front that you think you can develop when Trevor Lawrence's health depends on it, man. The entire franchise depends on Trevor Lawrence's health, and y'all around here gambling with projects. You're extending people that folks traded to you in the prime of their careers when they're 25 and 26 years old, and you're expecting them just because they're okay and they're salvageable. They need to start treating their offensive line like a serious priority. Whether Trevor's your quarterback or not. What do we always say when people are going to draft a quarterback? Well, I wouldn't draft a quarterback until you build the infrastructure up first. And then when you get a quarterback, well, you can't really build the infrastructure up because you're paying your quarterback all of that kind of money. That's what bad teams do. They leave you in arguments where the cat is chasing his tail all day long, going around and around and around and around in circles. Meanwhile, other people are just winning and rolling down the street, and you're on the side of the road, just running around, just turning around, chasing your own tail, trying to figure it out, hoping that the wind blows you in the direction of winning. It's tiresome. You need people in place with a plan. You need folks in place that are definitive, that believe in what they believe in. Except people, you have people already that believe in what they believe in, and it don't work, and they keep believing in it, and it keep not working. But that's why I want to start over. Let's start all over, please, for the sake of Trevor Lawrence and his health. All right, we're going to talk more about that a little bit, and then we're going to move on to Liam. Why I'm thinking that Liam Coen may be the best candidate for the Jacksonville Jaguars as head coach moving forward. I know all the Ben Johnson fans are going to kill me, but I don't think the Jaguars are doing Ben Johnson type stuff, or not yet, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it prior to the time when it comes time to make a choice. And then a little bird told me, just like everybody thought, that Ben Johnson wants to go to Chicago. So we'll discuss that, and we'll discuss more on Locked On Jaguars in just a second. Today's show is sponsored and brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Nothing delivers comfort and joy quite like the unrivaled quality and taste of Omaha Steaks. It's guaranteed perfection in every single bite. And right now, you can save an unforgettable gifts with 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, score an extra $30 off with promo code NFL. With 5 generations of experience, they consistently deliver the world's best steak experience, and the gifting experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to deliver the perfect gift with thoughtfully curated gift packages featuring gourmet favorites. From legendary steaks to mouth-watering desserts and more, save 50% off site-wide for a limited time at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $30 off with the promo code NFL. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $30 off with promo code NFL. Minimum purchase may apply. And since we're in the gift-giving mood, Skylight Frames is our other sponsor, man. And I'm telling you, Skylight Frames is a very, very good gift, especially around these times. It can be a gift or something that you hold on to that you gift to someone later, because you can capture memories, especially for people that are in the military and that aren't there. You can capture memories when you're missing someone this holiday season and you want them to be a part of your festivities from afar. Do your loved ones that live far away a favor. I'm telling you, they wish they could be close to you. This is all you got to do. Gift giving maybe not be your love language. You may overthink it and wind up with something disappointing or nothing at all. Well, with this, that doesn't happen because we got the perfect gift. Skylight Frame is a touchscreen digital photo frame for your whole family will love. Upload thousands of photos with your phone and watch them appear in seconds. It's so easy to use, and it makes a wonderful gift. And now is a special limited time offer for our listeners. Get $20 off your purchase at Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com/NFL. That's skylightframe.com/NFL. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/NFL and get $20 off your purchase now. Get $20 off of Skylight Frame at skylightframe.com/NFL. Rolling along here, segment 2 here on Locked On Jaguars, where it's your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen here. Talk about what will it look like for 2025. I know everybody wants a clean slate all the way. Well, some people want the slate cleaned all the way beyond Shad Khan. That ain't going to happen, though. And I like Shad, man. Y'all need to get off Shad. Leave Shad alone. He just got to make the right decision with this organization. And then once he does that, then he'll be the rock star that he was when he first bought the team and took the team over. So let's just get back to blocking and tackling and making things the way that they're supposed to be, sort of like the Detroit Lions, and that's where we'll start. That is the model for everyone now. Everyone wants to be like Detroit. Everyone wants them a Dan Campbell. Everyone wants, and that's fine. That's a good thing to want. They better think about them a Brad Holmes too. They better think about that relationship together. That relationship is very, very important. It's why I kind of shifted a little bit away from Ben Johnson as the probable head coach for the Jaguars. And I'm going with Liam Coen. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I think it's more likely that Liam Coen is the GM. If you told me, I don't know what they're going to do with the GM, right? I think Liam Coen will take this job whether Trent Baalke is here or not. So with that being said, I think he's the guy I would target more than anything to be the next head coach of this team because he'll take the job regardless of who the GM is. I believe Ben Johnson, not that he's been spoiled, but he knows what it looks like. And he's already, according to reports, I read something yesterday that said he wants answers. He wants to know that whatever team he takes over is going to make sure that they're on the same page with the GM, according to people. They're going to make sure that he fully understands when he goes and talks to the team exactly why you're bad and are you willing to change that. Those are things. First of all, when I saw that yesterday, I said, that eliminates the Jaguars because I don't think anybody who's going to be left over there is going to tell you why they're bad. If Trent Baalke's standing there, you damn sure ain't going to get no answer as to why they're bad because he's going to do everything to make sure he doesn't put himself in it. Therefore, I don't even know if Shad knows why they're not good. The only thing Shad could say to Ben Johnson at that point is, yeah, because I chose the wrong people to run the organization. And I doubt that he does that because it's just, as true as it might be, it's probably tacky. Believe it or not, there's some people in authority that still have class these days. They ain't just going to call everybody bad and terrible. But Ben Johnson might want to understand that. He might want to understand that. And I do believe that there's a like-minded thought process with him and Ryan Poles on what it's supposed to look like. The only saving grace is I want Ian Cunningham to be the GM here, and Ian Cunningham may offer some of that same stuff. But I think because Chicago fired their coach already, the rumors of Ben Johnson wanting the Bears job to the point where he turned down the Washington job last year. He probably also knew how bad Eberflus was, so he felt that job was going to come open. He plays against him twice a year. He stands there and watches that stuff up front. He's like, nah, that job will be open next year. I'll just wait. This isn't a case where there's smoke, there's fire. So Liam Coen to me does not represent a consolation prize. He may just represent a better fit. And that's hard to say because like you're fitting something into a bad organization and that's not really what you want to do. But for right now, realistically, even if you look at it as like a consolation, that's a hell of a consolation piece because I think that kid can coach. I think he's seen it. I think he's been around it. And it's not that, 2 years ago, he was a college coordinator. Yeah, and the year before that, he was with the Rams. He was on their staff. I don't mind a dude that has learned and has been around, going to Kentucky and working under Mark Stoops 2 times. Bob Stoops, not Bob Stoops, not Mark Stoops. No, it is Mark Stoops. It ain't Mike Stoops. There's so many damn Stoops brothers. I'm probably going to name somebody who don't even exist in the Stoops family. But yeah, I think Mark Stoops is a real good coach, right? He teaches it the right way. And then when somebody hires you back, that means they really like you. So he's gone back and forth between the Rams and Kentucky before. And now he's down there making Baker Mayfield look really good in their offense. And they're doing a lot of really good things. If y'all wanted the last offensive coordinator that they had down there, y'all should want Liam. And he's very quarterback friendly. And I believe it would satisfy the desire of the fans to have a quote unquote play caller. And but it also is a guy who has seen it from every single aspect. So he coaches in Tampa under a defensive coach. Therefore, he's pretty much the head coach of the offense, one side of the ball. I think what he'd have to do is hire a head coach of the defensive side of the ball. Because I always think about these things in doubles. Like I think about who he would bring in on his staff. Would it be like a Robert Saleh? And I know people keep saying, well, Robert Saleh has a job. He's with Green Bay. Robert Saleh has the same type of job in Green Bay that Brian Flores had in Pittsburgh. Green Bay ain't firing their defensive coordinator for Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh's staying busy. All right? Robert Saleh would be a great addition for this ball club. High octane, energetic, has a team playing a certain way. You know he can coach defense because he did it in San Francisco. He was doing it in New York too before that team fell apart. And then with Saleh, you ain't got to go changing the personnel around in the body types. It fits. Everything that the Jaguars want to do, that's exactly what he already does. You probably need another corner. You got the linebackers. Foyolu Khan and Ventrell Miller are side by side as they can get, and then you got depth at that position. You got the edge rushers. You need some more young guys. There's a lot to work with the interior, even though you probably need that one very active alpha dog, and you got a draft spot that'll allow you to do that. You got a quarterback for the offense with Liam. You got running backs. You could probably add one more versatile piece. Get you another wide receiver. There's a free agent wide receiver right now in Tampa who would give you everything you need. And I ain't talking about Mike Evans. I'm talking about Godwin. Even though he's been banged up, those injuries that he's had aren't like the kind that alter careers. It's just something he has a freak accident. You just got to get over it. Godwin would be great for Brian Thomas Jr. And you just have to become a 2 wide receiver team. You know, those other 3 wide receiver positions are important, and you can address those in the draft and maintain the guys that you're already developing. But I want them to become a 2 wide receiver team. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and alternate with 2 tight ends. Just become a team that's more physical, more that looks like it's first down hunting. That's what I think they need to do. And I think Liam Coen is that kind of guy. I think he really resonates with quarterbacks. There it is. You might be getting the Kevin O'Connell like before Kevin O'Connell, right? If you take Liam Coen. So I'm moving on from that Ben Johnson thing a little bit, not because he said something that's wrong, but he said something that's absolutely right. And remember, I'm trying to align this with the Jaguars, and this is a dude with a whole bunch of options because his team is one of the best in the absolute best in the league. And I just don't think that, and there were people that I got on that were saying he'll never come here. Yeah, he would come here, but when you specifically put out the things that whoever reported that yesterday, I think it was from The Athletic, the things that he would want answers to, I just don't think there's anybody here that's willing to give those answers or that even knows the answer that he's looking for. We'll discuss more about all of that. And we'll talk about this hit, man. A lot of vitriol going around about the hit. The first thing I'll tell you is this, and this is what I'll lead you into, the hit that put Trevor Lawrence out for the rest of the season. This is a gladiator sport. Stuff like this happens. I understand the talking points. It's a gladiator sport. Stuff like this happens. And I'm not taking it lightly. I think what happened to Trevor is bad. I think IceShaker should have been suspended. But it's a gladiator sport, and folks are taking that thing and turning it into something else. And we need to make sure we nip that in a little bit of a bud. And we'll do that here in just a second on Locked On Jaguars. Today's show is sponsored and brought to you by IceShaker. Man, I got my Jaguars branded IceShaker, and I'm telling you, my wife stole it from me. It's the best workout bottle on the market, and she took it. I know if you're like me, your holiday shopping list is like far from complete. Well, if that's the case, I've got a perfect gift for you, the passionate sports fan in your life. Perhaps you've heard of IceShaker. IceShaker is now officially licensed with the NFL, NHL, NBA, NCAA, and Major League Baseball, and it's the ideal gift. Created and used by the Gronkowski brothers, IceShakers has sold over 1 million bottles. They have changed the game with workout bottles, and this is the gift you've been looking for. Go to IceShaker.com and use the code LOCKEDONNFL to check out to save 25% off on your order. Kitchen grade stainless steel bottles that won't absorb odor like the plastic bottles do. I'm telling you, IceShaker is for real. Order your team branded bottles today at IceShaker.com and use the code LOCKEDONNFL for 25% off your order. IceShaker, show your support for the teams that with the best branded workout bottles on the market. Make sure you go to IceShakers. And today's show is brought to you and sponsored by our friends over at FanDuel. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Third segment here on Locked On Jaguars as we head into the weekend where the Jaguars go up to Nashville to play the Tennessee Titans. We did a crossover yesterday with the madman Tyler Rowland from Locked On Titans. And we talked a lot about this game and what it means and what it doesn't mean. The Bowl City Brigade, shout out to them, everybody who traveled up to Nashville to enjoy Nash Vegas for the weekend and the festivities. But they made those plans at the beginning of the year. I don't think too many people care about this game. I don't even think too many people want the Jaguars to win the game because they want the Jaguars to get the highest draft pick ever. So it's not about whether you want them to tank. It's just about if you don't win, the whole world ain't going to fall apart. You know, there's always going to be a silver lining. But if you do win, you'll go, okay, we feel good for a couple of hours and we're not the worst team in the league. They are. But what does that really do for you? That gives them a better player, and all of those narratives and stuff will be talked about. So that it'll at least get us off the hit, right? You have something to talk about for 3 hours on Sunday that'll get us off this hit. The hit that I'm talking about is the dirty hit, and I said it was a dirty hit in a game where there's room for dirty hits. That's why they have flags. And it's going to happen because it's a bang, bang, no pun intended, but it's a bang, bang sport. It's going to happen. It's just that when it happens to you, there are positions that we're supposed to take as fans, and we're supposed to be outraged, especially when it happens to your biggest asset on the team, your leader, your best player. And it happens when it's the only hope that the team has of making the playoffs ended on that particular play. So you're supposed to be upset. That's where you are. If you're Doug Peterson, you're supposed to be outraged. You're supposed to be moonwalking and backing away from the pile. You're supposed to be as mad as everybody, but still calming everybody down. If you're Jerry Jones, you're supposed to be upset. I don't know if you're supposed to swing at anybody, but if you did, there are folks that's going to understand the fact that you lost your cool a little bit. Ain't no big deal. If you're DeMeco Ryans, you're supposed to take up for your player if that happens. Say, yeah, we don't want to play like that. But at the end of the day, some of the racist stuff that we hear about that player, some of those things that you need to hang him and you need to take him and put him in Supermax out at ADX Supermax out in Colorado, and you need to do, and then talking about his name and his religion. All of that stuff is out of bounds. All of it's out of bounds. It's not out of bounds, though, for players to come out and speak and speak their mind. And then it's not out of bounds for fans to say, what are you talking about? All right, let's get right to it. There's a certain player on this team who is all about class. He is one of the dudes that is up for NFL Man of the Year. His name is Eric Armstead. He's a first-year Jaguar free agent that most people believe has not earned his money. So that I said that is because here's what's coming. Well, they're taking aim at him now because he liked something that Azeez Al-Shahir said. And that's his friend. He knows him personally. But Trevor Lawrence is also his teammate. So it's like he's caught up in the middle, right? So you could say I understand him doing that. No, I do not. And I'll tell you why I don't understand it. You ain't got to like a post for that dude to know how you feel about him. You can pick up the phone and call him if he's your friend. You liking that post pisses the fans off of the organization that pays your salary. And that's why I don't think we need to stop hiding behind social media. If he's your friend, you call him and tell him how you feel. Trevor's your teammate and your friend, you call him and tell him how you feel. Posting stuff on social media, then you get everything that comes along with it when people take off on you, especially when the emotions are high. Because folks feel like publicly you need to be doing what Jarian Jones was doing. If that's your friend, y'all gonna be friends. But you can be friends after you grab him like Joe Clark grabbed those kids on that movie Lean on Me, and you drag him away from your sideline. We can still be friends and we can be cool, but right now, this ain't being friendly. This is business. You want two boxers to be friends with each other and one of them see the other one and say, I ain't gonna knock him out, man. I love him too much. No, you want him to knock his block off because that's what you paid for. So fans are angry about an event that happened during the time that they pay y'all to be against each other. Your attitude on social media and everywhere else gives them a hint that maybe why every Sunday y'all out there getting your butts whooped because everybody's taking this soft position. Everybody's Mr. Rogers. What about Trevor? What about Trevor? And now this ain't like the political season where it's either one thing or the other. This is like this. No, I'm right here. Yeah, people calling that dude Azeez all of these names and talking about his religion and talking about they need to kill him and all of this. Yeah, they need to go somewhere. And people sitting here being stupid about Eric Armstead and calling him all of these names, they can go somewhere too. But wait a minute now. Azeez did something wrong. Eric Armstead, in my opinion, had bad judgment. All of those things are the reason why people are always going to come out here and comment and say things. So no, you got a choice to make. You can either appear. You can really love Azeez and Trevor both privately, or you can appear to do something that inflames the people that are for the team that you're playing for, that you're making money from, that you ain't earning in their opinion. And then you can't sit here and wonder why they're upset. Word to everybody, take a chill pill. That's it. Folks talk about Big Sarge like Big Sarge ain't a good dude, man, just because he's taking up for his team. He's taking up for his team. It ain't that serious. I disagree with Big Sarge. I think it was a dirty hit. I think it was a dirty hit simply not because of the timing of the hit. I think it was a dirty hit because he brought his forearm up into his neck. It was a penalty. It was a violation that got made worse because he brought his hand up and hit him in the neck. And because that player has a history of doing it in the past. So we can't act like see, taking the extreme on any of this stuff is why we end up where we are right now. Trevor Lawrence, we can't call them soft and then act soft ourselves because the quarterback went off the field on a cart. It's a gladiator sport, man. Stuff like that happens. It ain't the end of the world. If your player was the one that did it, y'all would be saying the same thing. It ain't the end of the world. Yeah, he shouldn't have done it, but hey, it ain't the end of the world. Come on, bro. Relax. Everybody. It's a hit. Stop lying about what it was. It was a dirty play. All y'all saying it wasn't dirty, but it's still something. It's like a low blow in boxing. It happens, man. Everybody just needs to relax. All right, watch the game Sunday. We'll have a post game show, a postcast as we normally do here on Locked On Jaguars. Between 30 minutes and an hour after the game ends on Sunday. Make sure you check in here and get our instant reaction from all of the action. Until then, you guys enjoy yourself, man, and relax. It'll be all right. Thank you for joining Locked On Jaguars. Make sure you check out Locked On NFL twice a day. Tyler rolling in the morning and me in the afternoon in the barbershop, using local experts to give you the stories you can't get anywhere else. Check that out also on Amazon Music. We'll see you Sunday on a postcast. Hopefully, well, I don't know if y'all hoping it's a victory or not, but we still going to see you within 30 minutes to an hour after the show. Take care.